Good day. This is Ray. Today is Saturday, September 7th, 2024. For me, another day of learning and growing. Hope that you, your family, friends, and loved ones are doing well and staying safe. And let me just be straight up from the beginning. I'm not feeling well at all. On a scale from 1 to 10, I would say I'm about a 6. And I will be generous, really, because I'm just not feeling good. I haven't been feeling good for the past few weeks, actually. Early in the morning, I'm okay right after I wake up, and so right now I'm well enough to be able to sit down and do this video. But as the day goes on, I start dealing with this coughing and sort of like a chest congestion, except in my lungs. I was scanned when I went to the hospital a while back, so not worried about any other issues going on there. But yeah, it is what it is. But anyway, I just wanted to kind of talk about how much fun I am not having. That's why I kind of gave it the title Insufficient Fun, based off of insufficient funds. If you watch my previous videos, I talk about budgeting and the fact that I'm trying to dig myself out $115,000 worth of consumer debt. And I'm making a lot of progress there. But, it just, what I want to talk about really is sort of in line with budgeting, is doing fun stuff that's free. And, I was trying to think back to the last time I had fun, quote unquote. Everybody's definition of fun is different. Going to a concert might be fun for you, or going skydiving, or going whitewater rafting, or going to the club, whatever might be fun. Or going to the museum for me is fun. Going to different landmarks, going to the mountains, things like that. That's considered fun for me. So. Last thing that I did that was fun. Well, of course, I did a riverboat tour of Chicago back in May. Work related, but it was an activity that, of course, it's not business. And then I went to the Art Institute of Chicago. The boat tour was paid for by the company, but the museum visit I paid out of pocket. It wasn't too bad, but you got to think about that. That's the one thing I've done all year, so it was worth it. I think about it. Maybe I spent $30 for that, and I spent 5 hours there. So yeah, it was definitely worth it. But a lot of museums have free days, so that's one thing to consider, going to the museum on their free days, to be able to just take in all the art, take in the sculptures, learn a little bit about the history of those items, the paintings, and just not spend a dime. That's definitely one of the things that even as a college student, I would go to the museum and spend a lot of time there. Normally, I would go on a Wednesday and just walk around and sit down in front of a painting for like 5 minutes and just really take it in, read about the artist, and just kind of get lost in that setting. And that's something I did when I was at the Art Institute of Chicago. Less so sitting as opposed to going to see as many exhibits as I could, because I knew that was just going to be maybe a once in a lifetime opportunity to go there, unless I have another reason to go back to Chicago. Reading books is something I definitely would suggest. You don't have to buy books. You can go to the library, of course. I have a pretty big collection as it is. As a matter of fact, to my left and in front of me, I have 2 large bookcases. I have a bookcase behind me on the floor. I have one in my bed and one in the hallway. of books, and I'm reading through another shelf of books to my right above my desk. And so I'm reading through quite a few different books right now. And, I would say, the kind of reading that I'm doing is not fun, but I want to get back into, reading books like David McCullough, one of my favorite authors. And, he writes a lot of historical books, which I really enjoy, I get lost in. So, that's definitely one way to save money, is to read books and to get them from a library. Explore nature. Recently, I found a nice trail that been going walking down. Not the past week, because I just wasn't feeling well at all. But the week before, I did 2 miles on the trail. It's covered trail. The one concern I have right now is that you have instances of West Nile, and I'm immunocompromised. I did put on heavy mosquito spray, but even still, I'm not sure if I want to take that chance. At least maybe when the weather cools down more, that I'll start to walk around there. Definitely, I'll be wearing long sleeves and long pants, and might feel a little bit more comfortable doing that. But find a nice trail. If you're close to the mountains, of course, you go to the mountains and do some hiking and things like that. Another good way to save money. Play games. If you have a family. Back in the day, me and my family used to play categories and Monopoly, Hungry Hippo. Kind of dating myself. I'm not even sure if that's a game anymore. Getting the games, of course, is as an initial cost, but once you have them, once a month you can get together, have a game night with your family. Here goes my coughing. So, volunteering. One of the things that I really miss doing is going out and volunteering. So sorry. But the last opportunity I had to volunteer was with the McDonald's house, and I did that out west, and spent the day. They had a marathon, a half marathon that was I ran, and I was one of the people that would guide the runners to the next stops, and there were celebrities there. It was a lot of fun. That's cool and all. But my favorite part of the thing was getting inside the house and helping out in there with some of the setups that day, and that was definitely something I had fun doing. The other thing that I did when it comes to volunteering is that I read at a underserved school, and I read Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. I think that's the name of it. First time I ever done that. I had to learn how to read to the kids and hold the book up so they're able to see the pictures, and I also kind of read to the side. And they really listened, and they really enjoyed it, and they were talking about how nice I was dressed, because I was wearing a dress shirt, I was wearing a tie, I was wearing pants, and my dress shoes. I did it before going to work that day, and I don't know what type of impact that had on them. Maybe that's something they said, hey, I'm going to dress up. I actually think about my band director, who would always be sharply dressed when I would come into class, and that had an impact on me. I was it was the 6th through 8th grade that happened for me. But anyway, enough of that. Gardening. If you like to garden, that's something fun. I hear people like doing. I know my sister likes gardening. My mom, me, maybe later on. Right now, not so much. I can't be out in the sun too long. I'm gonna have a little bit of sun sensitivity. Do-it-yourself projects. I don't have anything lined up right now. I did buy a book recently about home maintenance, because there are some things that need to be done that I just can't afford to pay for. And maybe if I just learn how to do it with a combination of YouTube videos and this home maintenance book, then it's going to save me a lot of money, so I guess that would be, considered DIY projects. I'm going to talk about that more in a future video. Stargazing. I used to do that probably more so in my 20s, and definitely when I lived out west, where you have wide open sky and you're in the mountains where the air is a lot clearer. But I would definitely encourage that. It's definitely something that is an activity that you can do that's free. That's the whole important thing about what I'm talking about today is what can you do for free to save money. Exercise. Now, I wouldn't say that's fun unless you're heavy into exercising. And I used to work out all the time. Mostly in college. I would lift weights. I would run, play basketball. I would bowl. I would the biggest thing though is I would run. Every morning I would run about 5 miles through the parks. And I remember those times vividly. Sometimes it was painful to do it, but I had the rest of the day, go to my classes. I would feel just good. And of course I would end the day by eating 2 medium pizzas. So didn't have the most healthy choices, but there you go. Photography. I know my dad was big into photography. I don't have a good enough camera to do that. Of course, I'm using my phone camera right now. It's decent, but I'm not sure I would just go and do photography with my phone. And maybe if I had a better camera, just a camera devoted for photography, that would be something that I do. But photography is a hobby, and it's definitely something I would encourage you to do. Now, of course, if you have a phone, then there you go. It's free. You don't have to spend anything, but there may be an initial investment cost. If you buy a professional camera, then of course that there you go. Well, when it comes to that, but at least you'll have something that hopefully will last over time, and then you can take a lot of beautiful photographs, or maybe even sell those photographs. So it may be something to consider. So I just want to kind of talk about some activities that might be fun, interesting. I know just these days I had a lot of fun dealing with my illness, a little bit of work stress, and just trying to stay on top of things. This week I'm just going to rest up, and hopefully next week will be a little bit better. This week was definitely trying, but made it through. And you just gotta take one day at a time. But anyway, if you made it this far, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Post my videos. You can find me at youtube.com/LucasLifestyle. As always, thank you for watching. I hope you all take care.